He's so handsome.
Well, thank you all so much for coming out to hear this today. I've gone through much of my life, people saying, hey, there goes his grandfather is Groucho Marx. But a lot of people did not know that my other grandfather was basically in his own right as legendary as my grandpa Groucho, and his name was Gus Kahn. And before we go on, I see my terrific son, Ethan Marx, is here. Ethan, stand up, take a bow. Fabulous kid, musician. He gets a sense of humor from Groucho, his music ability from Gus Kahn, and his good looks from me. We both take after Zeppo, so it's okay. But Ethan, I bet you did not know, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, there are only 4 people on the planet Earth. You, your 2 sisters, and your cousin. You 4 are the only people who can say that both of their grandfathers were featured in one of the greatest films ever made, Woody Allen's Annie Hall. So, of course, at the beginning of the movie, Woody quotes Groucho about never wanting to join a club that would have him as a member.
Right.
And then later in the movie, the great Diane Keaton sings a beautiful version of It Had to Be You. So, Ethan, next time you want to score some points, just drop the little trivia. Anyway, I'm going to assume that a lot of you do know who Gus Kahn is. If any of you saw Day at the Races the other day,
yep.
He actually wrote the songs with Bronislaw Kafer for that movie, including the great standard All God's Children Got Rhythm. We're also tomorrow at 2:30, if you're not doing anything, you haven't got mugged in Ensenada. If you make it back, we are going to be screening with Dave Carter interviewing me the terrific Gus Kahn biopic, I'll See You in My Dreams, which is an absolutely great movie. Doris Day playing my grandmother, directed by one of the greatest directors ever, Michael Curtiz, who also directed Casablanca, which we'll be showing later today. So anyway, if you want to know more about Gus Kahn, again, come tomorrow. And right now, I'm going to play some music and I'm going to tell you some stories about my grandfather. As I said, if you don't know his name, I'm pretty sure you're going to know the songs. He managed to get off a few little ditties like It Had to Be You. I'm sure you've heard that, and Make It Whoopee. And I think I'm going to play you right now what might be his second biggest hit that he ever wrote. It was written in 1931. It was originally made a hit by Ozzie Nelson. I'm sure many of you remember it from Ozzie and Harriet, but he was a singer and a band leader and a radio artist. And then over the years, there were many great recordings. I particularly like the one by Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. But then in 1968, it had an entire resurgence. And that was when the Mamas and the Papas recorded it. And the song is called Dream a Little Dream with Me. And if you guys want to, join me, sing along, I can do it. And if you want to, whatever you want to do.
We're going to sing along.
We're just going to have some fun.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear.
Just craving your kiss.
I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me.
dream a little dream of me. Thank you. You know, funny story about this song with my own family. When the Mamas and the Papas recorded it, I didn't realize that my grandfather had recorded it. I mean, had written it. And I went in and I said to my mom, "You got to hear this great record that the Mamas and the Papas, the new single."
Oh, for crying out loud!
And I said, you know, that John Phillips is a genius, and you know, he wrote California Dreamin', and you know, and he wrote Dream a Little Dream of Me. And my mother said, "Sorry, son, your grandfather Gus wrote it." So anyway, right then I got a nice little lesson about who my grandfather was. So that is one of his biggest hits. But now we're going to go way back. We're going to go way back to the beginning of Gus Kahn's career. We had his very first million-selling song. And when I say million-selling, I don't mean records, I mean sheet music. The year was 1907, and back in those days, sheet music was the way you did your music. Everybody had instruments in the house, pianos, ukuleles, everything, and so you buy a piece of sheet music, and the song was a huge hit. And the song is called Gee, I Wish I Had a Girl. And Gus had been knocking around Chicago for quite a while. He was very young,